I'm Deborah Nelson. I am professor of investigative journalism at Merrill College, and I've been here since 2006. When I first started, there was a single one-credit class in investigative journalism. Today we have an entire specialization, a faculty deep in experience. We have the Howard Center for Investigative Journalism, which has made us one of the premier programs in the country. The Scripps Howard Foundation generously gave us a 3-year grant, and they just renewed that for another 3 years. That allowed us to set up the Howard Center for Investigative Journalism, which has this dual mission of producing great investigative journalism while training the next generation of great investigative journalists. Our students learn by doing at the Howard Center. It's set up to have them, throw them out there and get them doing this kind of reporting. They tackle issues of national significance with impact on people's lives. It's through collaboration that we're able to bring innovation to our projects. The data team looks for new ways to, find the needles in the haystack. And the design team looks for new ways to present them. The street reporters look for new ways to dig up what's really happening. A good example is the Homelessness Project. One of our reporters, Ryan Little, first spent a semester immersed in the data. And in that data, he found a pattern of local communities arresting people to get them off the streets, arresting homeless people to get them off the streets. And after going through that data, finding that trend, he identified some individuals who were being arrested hundreds of times. And with that information, looking at the data, he found the problem. Looking at inside the data, he identified people who were suffering the consequences. And by geocoding the data, he was able to figure out where he was likely to find them. So he flew down to Florida and found our lead example in a parking lot in Walmart, outside Walmart. I love the model we have of learning by doing. There is no better way to teach a young journalist, which is what I think of our students as, young journalists, not just students. There's no better way to teach them than to be there when they're taking that phone call and getting hung up on, or they've got that ethical dilemma and they're calling you to say, what do I do? To be able to teach them real time as they're doing. We're a public university. We wouldn't have a travel budget to do that kind of reporting without the Howard Center and the Scripps Howard grant. We wouldn't have had the resources to go out and give a voice to somebody like the homeless man in a Walmart parking lot, Kenneth. That's made all the difference. And it allows us, not only does it allow us to tell their stories, but it allows us to prepare our students better for the work they're going to be doing when they graduate from here. I think if you look at what we're doing in the Howard Center, you'll see where investigative journalism is going. It is data-driven, street-tested journalism. When I walk through that door, I cannot wait to sit down with my reporters and hear the latest, what they've dug up, what new epiphanies they've had, what they're excited about doing. When I left back in 2006, I left the LA Times to come here, and I left because I had been doing some teaching as an adjunct, and I was struck by the contrast. At the time, the business was changing dramatically, and people in that newsroom were they're incredibly stressed over those changes and trying so hard to hang on to what they had and afraid of what was ahead. But then I'd walk into the classroom with the students and they were excited about the future. They were excited about technology, about the internet, about the new developments. I thought that's where I want to be. I want to be at a place where people are excited about the future, not trying to, and they're building the future. They're part of the future. They're not trying to hang on to the past. That's Merrill.